Welcome to American Muslim Perspective, where we discuss the news as well as other topics so that we might give some kind of insight to people who are confused about what it is that Muslims in America think. And in today's story, I'm going to show a video of a woman who has started a sexual relationship with her 19-year-old son. So I'm going to show the video and then we'll discuss it.
Well, I told him at first I told Carlos that I'm sorry, I don't know how you react to this. I'm your mom and you're my son, and I am falling in love with him. He said, "Are you really?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "You know what? I was scared to let you know too. I am too." He was too, falling in love with me, with his mom, and I was falling in love with my son. And then we ended up talking, and we took off to the park, and we ended up asked him, "Will you ever date your mom?" And he said, "Will you date your son?" I said, "Honest truth, yes, I would. Because 19 years, you're the best thing that ever happened to me, and I really want to be with you the rest of my life." And I really want to be with them. It's kind of hard right now, but I don't care what people say, because we're going through a lot right now. We try to keep it a secret, but we couldn't do it no more, because, you know, my other kids found out. At first, they didn't like it. Then they started liking it. They're accepting it. And my mom, my dad, my brothers, my family's accepting it now. This girl found out. She lives across the street from me, and there's a big old fight started, and she called me. She told my son Joseph something and let me know across the street, and she told me I better watch my back, because I'm being incest. I'm not being incest. And she was outside cussing me out, so I went and go get everybody out of my house, and she got her family. We got stabbed, beaten up, jumped. Ambulance showed up. It was me, Carlos, and the kid's uncle got stabbed because the incest, because she made a big deal out of all of this. So we went to the hospital, we got stitches, came back home, and on that side, her family didn't get arrested at all. So I don't know why nobody didn't get arrested at the time. So we came back home, took a shower. The cops took, first the cops at the hospital, the cops took pictures of where we got cut, sliced. And after that, we came home, took a shower and stuff. Then we sat back, and I broke down crying. I told Carlos, what we're going to do is going to hit all over the world. I said, there ain't no way I can leave you. And he said, don't worry, I'm going to still be with you, no matter through thick and thin. And that's what we're going through right now, through the thick. And I'm going to still be with him. I have to. I'm going to have to, because there ain't no, if I get out of prison, and if he don't get sentenced, if I get in prison, if I get out, I will move out of Clovis, and I will get a state that will accept us in it. I've been going through a lot on the streets, in the public, and it's kind of hard because it's public record here in Clovis. They can find out where I live and stuff, and this is going through a lot. And I really can't go to the store. I can't go public. I can't see my other kids. I can't see him. They call me, I'm sick. I'm incest. And it hurts a lot. And you know what I mean? It messes with my mind a lot. The other moms don't understand. They're not going through what I'm going through. It'd be different if they were. Like I said, I didn't raise him for 19 years. It feels like a new person, and my love came back in my life. I've been waiting for all these years. It feels like he's my man, and he does, you know what I mean? Sometimes I call him Hinojito, as that means son in English. And he sometimes, once in a while, he calls me mom. You know what I mean? It don't get to him or get to me. Actually, it feels like more than his lover, because it got so deep. And it feels kind of, at first kind of felt weird, but now it don't feel weird at all to me, because I love him so much.
notice what she said there at the end. At first, it felt weird to her, but now doesn't really matter that much because she loves him. You know, in Islam, we're taught, okay, that this is an unnatural. See, to be in love with a relative in that way is people without any religion, people are naturally discouraged from seeing their relatives in that way. In Islam, this is a big no-no. You don't do this. Even some scholars of Islam say that the punishment for something like this should be death. Now, so in Islam, this is a no-no. It's not to say that anyone who does this should be put to death. Because Islam, look, this is what the scholars have agreed should be a punishment. Scholars from 1400 years ago have determined this. Doesn't mean it's a practice today. But you know what else isn't a practice in Islam? Incest. Not now, not ever. But this woman is sitting here freely discussing this in public. Like she got somebody came, sat there with a straight face and filmed her saying all of this. Now she is facing legal problems, but I'm wondering why. Look, if this was a Muslim country, then I can understand. Yeah, hey, look, you're going against Islamic law. You can't do such a thing. This is immoral. You can't do it. But in secular America, secularism, they're not bound by any religious standards. Because see, we're crazy people. We believe in an unseen God. How absurd. But these guys, what's your excuse? This is something literally, look, even you secularists, you'll look at this and say, this is gross. This woman is wrong. But I'm asking why? According to your own beliefs, why is this wrong? You don't have any prophets telling you, hey, you shouldn't do this. You don't have a religion that says, hey, look, don't do this. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's here in secular America where they have now legalized gay marriage and they're normalizing homosexuality and lesbianism. They have a group, LGBT, this big, strong group, more respected than Black Lives Matter, more respected than any Muslim group. LGBT, one of the most respected, most protected groups here in America. Now, these guys used an argument just like this woman. Look, if a man should love another man, then what business is it of anyone else's to try to interfere with that? They're not hurting anyone else unless they, start sleeping around and spreading disease and whatnot. But other than that, they're not directly going after people with any intent to do harm. So why shouldn't this mother use the same argument with her son? Why not? Because look, if she wants to have this sexual relationship with her son, and the son is okay with that, they're both grown adults, consenting adults, and this is something they decided to do. So why all this trouble? Why not give them the go ahead to get a marriage license? Why not? You should. Secular America, we religious people, cuckoos, but we secularists, we're the ones, we're atheists, we're so clever and we're so smart that we don't need a God. But even they're going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, this woman is crazy. And what's your argument? Oh, well, genetically, if a mother and her son, incest for too long will eventually lead to, disfiguration of newborns. Okay, so what? If this is what these people want to do, if this is how they want to behave, then they should be faced with the consequence. Look, you're going to have a retarded baby if you guys keep doing this. If they say, yeah, but we're consenting adults and we're willing to take on the responsibility. Okay, then fine. At the very least, we have so many contraceptives that people can use today to avoid getting pregnant. So if all they want is just a sexual relationship with each other, it's nobody's business. But these secular laws are coming out and saying you can't do this. And it's going to change. I've been saying this ever since they said, okay, gay people, you can go ahead and get married. You can't have more than one wife, you man. But you can have the same sex partner and we'll give you a license for it. Okay. Next step, I've been saying, is going to be incest. This is going to be the next thing that's going to get big. They're going to have rights. They're going to be more protected than probably even the gays. And people are going to start romanticizing about it. They're going to start putting in our faces in all these TV shows, even in our video games and our kids shows. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I want to know why right now secularists are fighting this idea. If you say this is bad, in religion we say this is bad, this is taboo, this is something we don't do, we don't touch it. So I would like to know, I would like to hear from an atheist why you think this is bad or wrong or immoral. Immoral because nobody's telling you. No one's taught you. You know, there's no religious safety net for you. You have only to go by, every day what comes in your head. No, today it's okay, tomorrow it's not. In religion, homosexuality always been forbidden. Atheism, practice on and off, going with the flow. Just copying. They're getting all their moral guidelines from religious people. So, what's so wrong about this incest?